Good morning. Good morning. We're talking about how to do online data entry work. And let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Okay, so once again, we're talking about how to do online data entry work. And the reason we're talking about this, and feel free to share this with your family and friends. I would appreciate it. If you want to tell them about online work, working from home and doing data entry jobs. Good morning, Kara, as well. So how to do online data entry work. The reason we're talking about this today is because there are lots of data entry jobs, okay? There are lots of these kinds of jobs online. There are lots of these jobs on places like Upwork and onlinejobs.ph. And we have a lot of different platforms where you can find data entry work. And data entry work is extremely easy. It is actually very easy. But a lot of people are still confused about it, and they aren't quite sure what is involved in data entry work. So let me just clear this window here. So let me answer a couple of questions here that you may have about data entry work. So first question is, what is data entry work? What is data entry? Well, the keyword here is data entry. You're just entering data. And what normally happens here is that, or one scenario here is that a client, they may have a PDF document, a scanned document. Let's say they wrote something by hand, they scanned it on their computer, and what they want you to do with this PDF document is input it on the computer into something like Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel, or Google Sheets. If we're doing free software, Google Docs or Google Sheets. So that's essentially what you do in data entry work. Another form of data entry work is when you are copying and pasting information. So what's involved here? Okay, so I used to do a lot of research on different companies. So for example here, if a client asked you to do research on all the different, let's say all the different pizza, this is a pizza for those of you that can't understand the drawing, all the different pizza stores in, let's say in Maryland. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some research, and I'm going to do some copy paste of all this research into a Excel spreadsheet. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And what I'm really going to be doing here is just copying data. So I'm going to be Googling pizza stores in Maryland, and then I'm going to be copying the data and pasting it into this Excel spreadsheet. So those are the different kinds of jobs when we talk about data entry. There's also transcription, which is something different. But in most cases, this is what will involve data entry jobs. So as you can see, it's very simple. You don't need, it's not complicated. You don't need any high-tech technical skills. So if that's the case, why do companies hire? Why do companies hire for data entry anyway? Well, there are a number of reasons why companies hire for data entry. The business owner themselves, they'll find it boring. They don't want to do this kind of work, so they pay somebody else to do it. It takes a lot of time as well. It's easy to do, but it takes a lot of time. And the business owner, instead of spending their time copying and pasting data, encoding data from a scanned document into like Microsoft Word, they'd rather focus on growing the business, on creating new product and selling new products, selling their services. So they hire somebody else to do this work that they find boring and that they find time consuming. But at the same time, it still is very important. this kind of data entry work is important. Doing research on pizza stores. Maybe the company wants to sell dough, the ingredients for pizza. So doing this research is important for clients. But they don't want to do it because it takes time. They want to focus on growth. So they hire somebody else to do it. And that's where you'd come in. You as a freelancer working somewhere else, you can do this kind of work at a rate that is reasonable for companies. By the way, guys, if you have any questions for me, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to answer any questions. I'll just, once I'm done discussing this, I'll answer any questions that you guys may have. All right. One common question we get is, what equipment do you need for data entry? Do you need specific equipment? Well, you do definitely need a computer. You can't do data entry work on your cell phone or on your iPad. You can't do it properly. Of course, you can do it, but you can't do it properly. So you really need a computer because you need to type. Really, you need to type. You need to copy. You need to paste information. Aside from a computer, you do need some software. You need software like Microsoft Word, maybe Microsoft Excel, or like I mentioned earlier, you can also use Google Docs and Google Sheets. These are free, so you can just get these for free as long as you have a computer, as long as you have internet. And another piece of equipment that you may want to invest in if you do a lot of data entry work is a second monitor, a second screen, because when you're let's say getting data from a PDF and putting it into Word, it's a lot faster if they're on different screens because you can just look at one screen and then type in the other screen. So this is basically the equipment you need. And this second screen is entirely optional. It's not required. Now, another question we get a lot is, what skills do you need? What skills do you need for data entry? Well, the most important skill that you should have is typing skills. If it takes you a long time to do the data entry work that you're assigned, then it might not, then that's bad. So your typing skills should be pretty fast, and try to improve your typing skills. If you want to do a lot more about this, try to improve your typing skills. And we have like different typing tests that you can do that. Another skill that you should try to practice is learning what we call keyboard shortcuts. Because essentially what we're trying to do here is make things faster, make your work faster. And keyboard shortcuts will, by the term themselves, shortcuts, they will make your work faster. Copying and pasting, moving between windows, that makes your work a lot faster as well. And of course, be familiar with different Office applications. Microsoft or Google Office applications. Okay, so like I said, one thing to do is very important to do is improve your typing skills. And I'm going to give you a website where you can do that. There are lots of places that you can improve your typing skills, but you can head over to a place like Typing Test. This is a G and this is a Y here. typingtest.com, and you can practice there. Try to improve your WPM, or what's other known as words per minute, so that when you apply for these kind of jobs, you can tell clients, you can tell companies that you type very fast. Your typing speed is 120 words per minute, and a good words per minute, a good word per minute count is around 60 words per minute. That's okay. That's good. But if very good is 100 words per minute. This is very good. So my advice for you is to keep practicing. 60 is, it's good. It's okay. But try to hit 100. You'll get better in time. It takes a lot of practice, but any kind of skill that needs to improve takes a lot of practice. Okay. And finally, where do you find jobs? Where to find jobs? Where do you find jobs? Well, there are these different websites where you can find jobs. I'll give you a few. I'm sure we have a couple of people in the comments who can give some more. Freelance, Upwork.com. We have Freelancer.com. We have onlinejobs.ph. We have Fiverr.com. We have Guru.com. And many more different websites that you can find jobs. Now, why would you do data entry work? Why do data entry? What's the reason why people actually do data entry work? And should you do it? So I'll give you the reasons why you should do data entry work. Well, in one word, it's very easy to do. You don't need to study different courses to do data entry work. As long as you can type, as long as you have a computer, and you improve your typing speed, then that's good. That's basically all you need. It doesn't require technical skills. It doesn't require education, and you can get started. You can get started right away with data entry work. Now, let's look at the other side. Why not do data entry? What's the reason why we should not do data entry? Well, there are a couple of reasons here, and one major reason is because it can get very boring. If all you're doing is copying and pasting data, looking at a document and typing it up, it can get boring very quickly. Another reason is because the pay is low. Because it's not something that requires a lot of skills, most of the time, the pay is low. It's hard for you to ask for a high, to get paid a high amount of dollars for this kind of work, because so many people can do it, because it's very easy. So the pay is low, and there's no room for growth. You can't really learn more skills with data entry. There's no promotions in data entry. It's just there. So these are some of the reasons why you shouldn't do data entry. And one of the biggest reasons here is because of the pay, and this is because of the competition. There's a lot of competition because so many people can do it. However, it is a skill. It's a basic skill. So no matter what you do in your freelance career, it's something that you should learn. Data entry work, and improving your typing speed is something you should learn, especially, if you're doing virtual assistant work. Now, if you do want to learn more about virtual assistant work, and this includes data entry, this includes a lot of other things that you can charge and you can earn a lot more money for, then head over to our free course. It's over at freevacourse.com. That's freevacourse.com. Okay, so you can check that out and learn more about working online, learn more about becoming a virtual assistant, and these different kinds of jobs that you can do. Okay, now it's time to answer. Take a look and try to see if we have questions here. All right, what's the minimum rate for VAs? So Myra has a question here. What's the minimum rate for VAs? Well, it depends. It really, really depends. Most VAs who don't have experience, who haven't taken things like courses, who don't have certifications, they'd start at $3 an hour. The VAs in my course, I asked them to start at $5 an hour because they do get experience, they do get certification, they graduate from the course. So that's what I would recommend as a rate for VAs. Joel Oroa, is CAPTCHA considered data entry? Well, CAPTCHA work is when you see, those fuzzy letters, and then you're supposed to write what it says. And CAPTCHA work, I highly discourage CAPTCHA work. CAPTCHAs are there to protect websites from spammers. So if you're doing CAPTCHA work, then you're most of the time you're helping spammers with that. So don't do CAPTCHA work. It can be data entry. It can be considered data entry, but I highly discourage doing any kind of CAPTCHA work. How much minimum rate for data entry for newbie? Most data entry jobs are posted at $5, and you should be able to get them done anywhere between 1 to 4 hours. And this is usually like one page document. It can be $5. Depends how difficult it is, but data entry work is most of the time it's project based. So it's for like 10 pages, and then there's a specific rate for that. Maybe it's going to be $20 or $30 for the 10 page project. But I would say the minimum rate that you should charge would still be the same as a VA minimum rate, $3 per hour or maybe $5 an hour. Anna is able to do it for $15 an hour. That's because she has a lot of experience and she has a lot of feedback on it. So she can charge $15 an hour. Becky says, yes, very low compensation for data entry because almost anyone can do it. Princess was able to get $10 an hour. That's a pretty high rate for data entry. But that's based on the things you learned from like the VA bootcamp though. So that's why you're able to charge $10 an hour. So guys, if you do find this useful, let me know. Let me know if you find this useful, if you find this helpful for you. We're planning to continue to doing this once a week. And I would appreciate it if you shared this video, hit the share button, share this with your family and friends so that they learn more about working online. They learn more about things like data entry, becoming virtual assistants, and things like that. Another question, Christina Bondok. How do we know if a job or an employer is legitimate? Well, that I can discuss that in another discussion. It is you'll have to do your research basically, but I can discuss that in another session. It'll take too long to discuss right now. Better Payoneer or PayPal? It really depends on you, whichever you prefer. I'd say they're more or less the same. All right, thank you, Juname. That helps out a lot. And once again, please share this video with your family and friends so that they can learn more about working online, becoming a virtual assistant, doing data entry work from home. All right, so that's it for today, guys. And next week we'll have another session for you. I'll probably talk about transcription. So next week we'll probably talk about how to do transcription work. So that's going to be exciting. These basic skills are needed for doing online work. If you want to watch more of our videos, please head over to our YouTube channel over on, let me write this down here. Our YouTube, and that is on wfhr.io/YouTube. And join our Facebook group, wfhr.io/flip. So you can meet us and talk more about these kinds of skills. And I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.